please.
Lee,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Hicken,
Here.
Can I make a motion for Brian Elder, Diane Grove, to be our guest and speak at Well tonight?
Second?
Roll.
Lee,
Yep.
Hayes,
Yes.
Hicken.
Yes.
I know Brian has some questions, if we want to go over those before
Sure.
we get started on a tour and show you what we have planned.
Absolutely.
I'll talk and
Or Brian and
Okay.
Diane,
Diane,
I'm sorry.
film it, yeah. Well, thanks again for the opportunity. We're excited to get back on 310 and go some frontage and get Diane a window. And,
Great office. Be honest, it's a great office.
and really
Yeah.
It really is.
partner with the city, just to strengthen, the chamber just wants to strengthen this community in any way. So one thing, I know we talked just off and on, no details whatsoever, but we probably at some point ought to get a lease agreement in writing with the rent amount and everything.
We will have a lease agreement, we have a model lease agreement for our city building that we'll be using for this as well with the amount. Question I have for you is how long would you like to have a lease for?
What do you guys prefer? Do you want to do year to year, or do you want to do 3 year? Or?
I'd rather do long-term, 5 year if possible. Get you locked in.
I don't see any issues. Would there be an opt-out or exit clause if emergency
Absolutely,
or something?
for both sides.
Yeah.
There would be one, because what I'm hoping is this becomes permanent home of the chamber.
Okay.
I know you guys have had several different locations in the city, move around. I'm really hoping that this becomes that permanent home.
Okay. We may want to run it by the board, but I don't see any issues
Okay.
like that. Yeah, so I think that would be awesome. Diana, since she's going to be here every day, she had a question on the restrooms. Is there a men's room, women's room, unisex?
I was just thinking of the
I was just
theater,
thinking about
too.
that as I was,
You know?
there's 2 restrooms here. One just here and then one in the back.
Right.
My plan is to designate the one here as women's, the one closest to us,
Mhm.
because our utility billing manager is a woman, she's also gonna be in here, so this will be the woman's, the one in the back will be the men's.
Okay.
So there will be that designation.
Okay.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was wondering too, like, because I know the theater, that was kind of the
Mhm.
reason for that, and I didn't know if that would be Owen back there.
Really, the main thing is we want to get here as soon as possible, but we also don't want to rush you. I know you mentioned some improvements, and we don't want to also stick Diane in here, get everything moved, and then have her move around 3 times with desks and chairs as improvements happen, electric, paint, etc.
Well, and my plan is a couple things there. As we walk around today, you're gonna see there's a lot of stuff in here. And been pushing to try to get stuff out of here. It's gonna take time and probably to the point where we're going to authorize overtime on a Saturday for some public service guys to come in and help get it out. The police are still going through some stuff and moving some stuff. The other point to that is the electric. I plan to go to city council a week from today with a contract to do the electric. I know this is for the council members, I know there will be questions about bidding it out, doing all that. The person we're using though has done a lot of work in this building, is familiar with what is new, what has been done, and what has not been. And I think that's very valuable, so we just don't start gutting everything, and I think it's gonna be a cost savings to us. Quote I got from him was an amount not to exceed $75,000 to do it. But at the same time, he's like, I don't think it's gonna get close to that.
Okay.
So, my plan is, so once that's done on Monday, hopefully approved, Tuesday, we'd go ahead and he's ready to go. We would have him in here and starting. It's gonna be new 3-phase electric into the building from the pole. And then also changing out wiring, panels, all that sort of stuff in here. The stuff that's already been done will not be touched, but, I asked
What's his best? I'm sorry.
timeframe,
Timeframe, yeah.
3 to 4 weeks
Okay.
to get it done. And then I met we're getting quotes also for renovations that you guys will see with this, and I'm hoping to have that ready to go for Monday as well. So my best guess is probably 3 months.
Okay. with everything?
with everything.
That's April, May, June, so end of June or end of July, some,
Right.
okay.
Be a nice grand opening at the street fair if you, I mean, if you plan on doing that, but it would
Sure.
give you time to like show people that you're here.
And also, you know, as part of the chamber, the sign out front, the police sign, obviously is going away, and we're gonna have a new sign that has utilities billing, Sterling Theater, and chamber in any given order.
And by the way, the mayor, he started that process today at Rams. He's gonna bring the committee,
Well, he's talking about the admin building.
no, he's talking, he did both.
He did both.
Oh, okay, okay.
So he's
You
gonna
didn't
be
tell me
bringing
he was
that
talking
back.
about the admin.
A sign, you say?
He started the process of having Bram design this and that, at New Town Hall. And then we'll have to approve that at Buildings and Grounds and shoot it up. If you guys want input on that, we'd be glad to share it with you.
Just a final sign off, just to,
And I would say as soon as we get they're gonna give us some drafts. I would say as soon as we get those drafts, we'd share with them.
No doubt.
okay, sounds great.
No
And
doubt.
then, before we even,
And even leading up to that, if there's any certain wording you want on it, let us know, so we can incorporate that in.
Awesome.
If there's any
Um,
contact info, wording.
So really, and that's where we don't wanna plan for May and then it ends up being August. So
Right.
we may just plan for August one, I guess, is that,
I
or
think
should we
that's
plan for
safe.
September one? What
I'd say
would-
August 1.
Okay. Does that sound good for you?
Yeah, that
Can
would
you guys able to
that'll
do a
give
month
you-
to
that'll
month?
give
be
you,
off after
we're
the
trying to
outing,
figure
yeah.
that out.
If not, remember the offer I made,
Of-
that we would be able to house you guys at town hall for
Oh,
the
okay.
time being. if we
Okay.
could.
Okay, good, I forgot about it, thank you. Oh, I hate to move that desk twice, I already moved it.
I know. Well, and that's part of our discussion I want to talk about as we walk through here is office furniture and what you're bringing, what you may want to keep here that's currently here to use. So, our utilities billing departments and others are going to be using some of the furniture that's currently here. So feel free to, if there's anything you see, we can certainly utilize it.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
the conference room we're sitting in,
Yes.
I know we talked about kind of use as needed. Is there something we should put in the lease, just in case we take advantage?
It
or-
would be, you know, I think in the lease, we want to talk about the regularly scheduled monthly meetings, but then also just making us aware when you said like new member onboarding,
Mhm.
that sort of stuff. I don't see the conference room from a city standpoint getting heavy use. We have one at the other building. So this would be made available to you guys. I'm hoping that you'd be able to host your board meetings here and everything. So this will be available to you anytime you guys need it. And I know we may be jumping ahead, and we talked about some of this before we got started. In here, you know, we're gonna be getting a new table, new chairs. We talked about how many, 11 chairs you guys would need, so we wanna have stuff that's gonna be able to accommodate that. A dozen or so. Police took their TV, but we're gonna get another TV mounted up here with all the hookups and everything. I know you talked about a slideshow you had for new member onboarding, so we'll have all that available as well. So,
Awesome, and then my last question that we were asked, 4 years ago, there was potential grant for a new elevator. I know we don't see that happening, but let's say in 10 years, there's an elevator, would it, do we have an idea which corner it'd be at, or go? Say Tommy Lee donates money for an elevator.
we get those deep
We're on
pockets we
farm.
were talking about earlier. So,
Big Dan.
there's been talk about if there was an elevator, it would be on this corner. But there's been talk about it being external to
Okay,
the building
gotcha,
and not coming up through.
not touching the wall.
Right.
But they have to come in from inside, don't they, into the elevator?
If it's external, you probably have an external entrance to avoid steps, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
I wish I,
Yeah, that's an unknown. What did I miss?
I think that was pretty much it.
and I'll say this with you guys here, with the challenges we're currently facing as we were talking about, I don't see the city dedicating funds to do an elevator in this building. We do have the ability, and you'll hear some of this, assuming you're gonna wanna stick around here at the grand plan, of some ADA accessibility to be able to help some of our customers in the back and everything, so, I know that doesn't get up to the theater, but I don't foresee any time within the 10-year
Sure.
period of funding an elevator to go in this building.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be interesting. My brain's thinking differently, like, you know, at the high school on graduation, when you can't fit everybody into the gymnasium. Be interesting if someone wanted to see a show, if this room could be set up someday with feed from the theater
Yeah.
That's a
down
great-
into this
that's a
room.
great idea.
Where someone that
That is a good
couldn't
idea.
access that could still hear the,
It's a good
everything going
idea,
on, but
have
it
it,
could
and
hear.
have chairs to be able to set up and
Yeah.
everything. No, that's a great
to
idea.
accommodate that. I
Really
mean,
good.
that wouldn't change, that would just be a wire probably
Mhm.
drop down to feed.
Mhm.
up
Camera
there.
upstairs and
Mhm.
wire down here, that's,
Wanna check with your electric guy if that's, you know,
that is a good idea.
Something to
if he's
drop.
already wired.
Mhm.
Well, work here's done.
That's really the main thing. We didn't wanna impose on you. We wanted to partner and be a good partner and not assume.
Sure.
And we didn't wanna make Diane, uncomfortable for 3 months.
Well, what I hope to do is provide a space, like I said, that this is, becomes a permanent home as we know it. Here also allows you guys to come and go as you please and provides an opportunity for a meeting space.
Yeah.
And I think those are things that are important. And like I said, it's a great office looking out on the main street. I would love that view every day.
Yeah,
It would be great, so.
entertaining.
Even during the street fair.
Yes.
Even during, maybe even more so during the street fair.
Very educational.
You could.
No, that's great. You wanna do the tour? What
Let's
else?
do it.
Do you guys have any other business?
Nope, let's do it.
You wanna recess?
Oh, yes, yes,
Need
we
to
do need to
recess.
recess for the tour.
Do we have to call,
Yeah, you can just recess it as the chairman.
we'll just, I don't even know.
Just
declare recess. All right, declare recess.
Meetings in recess for the tour.
Okay, you're
So we're
recording.
back in session and Brian and Diane have left. So does anybody else have anything we need to talk about? I know we got an email from Lanier today.
Lanier has requested a Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting for the review and recommendation to council for the adoption of the Eagle Scout project policy. There has not been one, we talked about it, you know, it kind of comes and goes, but have a policy of where, how these proceed, Buildings and Grounds, council, ultimately acceptance of the project. Todd responded that we should also include a trails
Yeah, something.
something, it's a religious-based, similar thing, offers same opportunities to boys, outdoor nature sort of
So
stuff.
not
They
just,
can-
me, not just scouting,
Right,
anybody.
anybody. Well,
So
Trail Life Program.
Lanier's drafting that.
It's drafted, Parks Board has reviewed and recommended it to
Okay.
council for approval, so another Buildings and Grounds Committee to review that would be great.
Will it take, and how long do you want us to schedule for that?
I think it only takes 15 minutes.
Especially if we already have it.
Can we
What?
wait, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Can we wait and, well, how soon does that need to happen?
Were we gonna wait till when?
Well, it'd be nice to, instead of having two separate meetings, wait for the mayor to get some drafts back on the signs. Or it just,
I would like to do the Eagle Scout thing sooner.
What's the, I mean, I'm sure because this is late notice, what does the 15th look like as far as
That's a
before
council meeting,
Right.
we have
Utility committee
utility
at
at 6.
till when?
7.
Right
Till
now,
7.
7.
Mm.
That'll be a big one.
You wanna do,
It would be a
cause
bit-
Tim and I will be there for that already, and I know it's an inconvenience for you, but if we did 5:45 to 6, just to knock it out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Or could we do utility committee meeting starting at 5:45 to run to 6:45,
Oh, that would be wonderful.
and then do Buildings and Grounds at 6:45 till 7.
Please.
That's fine with me if Kathy, it's not.
It's been posted and sent to the newspapers, but we can change it and send them the,
I think it would make sense instead of having Suzanne run an hour
Thank you.
early and then
Yeah.
back home.
Yeah, let's
okay,
do
so,
The only thing I don't know is I haven't checked with Andy.
You have it, but
15 minutes.
I assume it can work.
I'd say, yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay, so utilities gonna go to 5:45.
to 6:45. Buildings and grounds, 6:45 to 7.
Thank you.
And 6:45 will be buildings and grounds.
Got it.
Mark Schillig, said that the Rotary would be
They're gonna
interested.
adopt one of the entries.
We should ask the chamber.
We should.
We'll reach out to them, Diane tomorrow.
What are they adopting? One of the,
Entryways that
So
council.
my mom wants the one that she's been doing.
I'm gonna send you the paperwork so we can get hers done.
that's 3 or 4?
3
I
or
think
4.
there's 5.
There's 4.
Is there?
There's 4.
Yeah, correct.
16 out here, 16 here, 310, 310.
You were asking whether that electric was still out there. The boxes are still mounted to the signs.
Okay. I'll see how Jason checks, see if it's still
Yeah,
active.
probably the bulbs burn out.
Could be.
You know, you could have fixtures that are rusted that need
Well,
replaced.
still has
but-
juice. If we get the juice, we can swap out.
It was prorated. It was supposed to be coming through the electric company.
Sure it is,
Did
I just
that.
wanna make sure it's still active, you know, there's
Yeah,
still
should be, but
electric on
who
it. Okay.
knows?
Okay. Only other thing I'll say, and I mentioned this Kathy at, one of our last meeting, you mentioned about the original
Yeah.
oak table in
Yeah.
here.
I was about to ask that question, so.
We have looked high and low through this building, I have, chief has, mayor has, there's no
Somebody's eating off of it.
table like that, in this building. You
Okay.
mentioned about,
Yeah.
you thought Forshee was using it as a desk,
At one point,
Bruce has a desk, regular desk, so.
yeah.
Well,
It could have been
Well,
moved to one of the garages to store. It could, who knows?
Who does? But it's not in here. So, but I'll reiterate, we've got a lot of cleaning out to do in this building.
What are you doing with that big whiteboard?
Probably gonna be used, hanging in here.
Suzanne wants it too, you guys have.
He wanted it, did you say?
I got a classroom that I'm using one of those.
I'll take
One
this
from Lowe's.
Suzanne wants a rug so far.
I picked out a nasty old rug I'm gonna clean up.
You know, the only thing I would mention
Green rug.
is, I don't know if it behooves us or not, but to have a sketched out timeline, like, everything should be out of here
That's
by
Bye.
an X date. I might have missed that conversation because I might have been taking that phone call, but if we do that, that might also help our other comrades in arms that have to get the stuff out of here and say,
What
Yeah.
kind of deadline do we?
painters are coming in roughly here, there's the drop dead date, everything has to be out.
I would like to talk to the mayor and get him on board with that as
I
well,
would
since
agree.
he is in charge of
The
that
police
department.
department, I agree.
So,
That's
Sounds
exactly
good.
what should go.
And what I hope to do is schedule a Saturday, like I said, some overtime for, you know, I talked with you guys. You can come in at Humboldt, and
We don't get overtime.
We don't have games, I'll see if I can find a sports team.
that would be great, to be able to come in and just open the back door, have several dumpsters out there. I've
Just let
talked
me
to
know
Jess.
when that Saturday is and I'll see if
Okay.
we have a game.
That'd be great.
Got a couple
Or
teams
maybe-
that
I'm
might
hoping to
help
do
out.
one of the ones coming up, and I know.
Coordinate so that it's a weekend UPEC that they don't have a game.
Sooner
Laura's
the
looking
better.
for community service.
Sooner the better.
Sometimes our boys and our girls don't have games, but our youth and our middle school do. So that
Okay.
would be tough for Dan and I, but we could still coordinate with multiple coaches where it could probably happen. We can make it happen. We'll
Good.
figure it out.
Good community service.
I don't know if they need, do they need hours?
Dan
though?
requires 4 hours per season,
Okay.
so I'm sure we can figure it out.
And I know the police are trying,
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they're also
no shot
working.
there.
it's just real hard.
This is crazy, I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
you,
We'll come up with a deadline.
I
I
mean,
get
when
it.
do the police move in here?
Well,
1902 when the,
1936.
so we've got stuff from 1936. They've been in here since 1936 and, you know, and there's,
That's when the police department was formed, I believe was 36.
and they started here.
Yes. This was the only thing.
You need to write a book about all
Or
this.
at least a glossary or some type of index for it.
Right, so, but there's a lot, and like I said, we're gonna have Chris, he's on vacation, but come over and tag what he wants to keep to use. and I would like to, you know, I see just starting in different rooms, you guys go here, get it out.
What happened was, we had to create a directory of all the ordinances and the ordinances that created the police department. You know, I went from the 1800s to date, creating this directory so we could find things when we needed them.
Can you come to my house?
I think some of our codes still date to the 1800s.
This is exciting, how cool for our community to be at this point where,
Well, and I know
this is a big task.
the utilities
How
department
exciting.
is excited to get over here. They are. And I just think if we can give this building, and we've been rounds and rounds, I've been rounds and rounds with this building, but, you know, just, I keep thinking about the hallway with the wood floors and bring it back.
Just the history.
How much income does that gain us when they leave?
I'd have to run. I forget, we did that once with the square footage.
When we are pushing to leave, Jamie, where he's at.
Yeah, but there was a comment made to me by somebody in the finance department that the space that COTC currently occupies in, used to be the dentist office, would be good, because you've got the customer service desk there for the clerk, so
Open to anything.
it'll be moving here and there.
Okay. How about a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Lee,
Yep.
Hayes,
Yes.
Hicken?
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take a look.